Hi guys, so today I think I'm going to review the Crafter's Companion Balloon Sentiments and sets, I guess, because this one's called Balloon Sentiments, even though in the subscription box, I think it was a few months ago, I don't think I have it down here with me, we have some sentiments, and they were real cute, right? It came with the word, I think, party, or no, what was the word it came with? Hello? I don't remember. And then some other little sentiments, but really the die was only for like the one or a couple of words there, and then the balloons. So I thought I would get these that complement it. They are still kind of expensive at the current moment. You can still find them on HS site. I think some were sold out. I think they're back in stock. Crafter's Companion site has them, so a lot of times it might be better for us to get it there because they usually kind of discount them, and then you get your extra discount from Club Inspire, and then, you know, free shipping depending, because I think this kit when I got it was 70 bucks or so for the 3. So, and that's with my discount and free shipping, right? So Balloon Sentiments, and then we have Balloon Alphabet, which is super cute. And I've seen other companies do this. I don't really know. I don't really do a lot of the boutique stuff for reasons you guys might remember from my last channel, my old channel. So I don't really support that kind of stuff. But I think maybe like Lawn Faunish, those type, the kind of companies that they would have like on Simon Says stamps or something, those kind of things have kind of like balloon alphabets. I remember seeing those before. And then we have this balloon numbers. So in the initial video when I did these, I used, I think, some pigment ink that I might have had, and then we embossed them so that they were shiny. And I'll probably do that again because they're balloons. So I was like, well, can I foil them? What else can I do that might be a little bit different? And I think we'll just go with that. I mean, you can also color them in. You know, do whatever you like, but this one's so cute. I love all the different balloons that are in here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this because this is really the complimentary one that I wanted for the other set, and then the letters. I thought they were super cute, but I like the way it looks like, more like Mylar, right? The really cool balloons there. So let me grab some colors, and we'll open these up and see what we can get going. Okay, I'm not super 100% sure what I want to do, but I do have the basics of my card down, so I will show you that in just a minute. Yeah, because we kind of have to put it together in a little while. But I'm going to make a 5x7 card because this is kind of big and you want it to really just be a nice, right? Like just really pop. Otherwise it's going to be very crowded, I think, because they're kind of big. So I have a 10x7 piece of paper scored in the middle down 5 inches. So it's a 5x7 card base. I have this little decorative piece of paper that's also 5x7 that I always end up grabbing whenever I'm going to make like a birthday card. I don't know why. And then I'm going with black, and I don't know why, but I just thought, why not? So this is 6 3/4 by 7 inches. And what we're going to do is make it kind of like a dome card. So we do need a little extra tuck under, but also to make the dome, okay? It's not going to be super domed, but a little bit. So, and then we're going to make an aperture on that. So whatever dies you like for that, you know, go for it. And then I just have an extra piece of stamping paper here that we're going to stamp on. And I don't know how any of this is going to work out, so let's see. So let me put these things to the side. I do have several colors of the pigment ink that I have just picked up, and I realized I already had a fuchsia one, which is a bummer because I just ordered another fuchsia one. I would have picked up a different color, you know, but so I have crushed velvet, fuchsia, and honey pot, and you know, I probably would go with a brighter yellow than honey pot, but I do like honey pot as a color. That's why I ordered that one. But for now, we're gonna put those together. I'm gonna open this up. Ugh, I hate destroying this packaging, so I try to be careful, but sometimes I wish they just made it so it tucks in, you know what I'm saying? So you can not have to rip it up. But anyway, so let's open this up and see what we got going on. Of course, this double-sided tape they put on this has this thing stuck in here. Hopefully I'm not missing any dies. It looks like everything's there. Okay, so I do want to make a focal point of like the star one or this, they're so cute, oh my gosh. And then there's like heart shape, kind of like an oval balloon, kind of more, not really round, but a little bit rounder than that one. Then the little hot dog shaped one. So we're gonna do all these different balloons in different ways. What I did think about, and I noticed now, that these you can color in obviously with your ink, the way you stamp it, but these other ones you're gonna have to color in a different way. So I'll probably have to use like my Spectrum Noir or something, which is kind of a bummer because I didn't want to do that. So, well, oh well. I guess I'll use the star. I do like the stuff that's on here, like thinking of you, happy birthday, it's a girl, it's a boy, that's so sweet, happily ever after, congrats, happy anniversary, I love you, get well soon. So I guess we're gonna do happy birthday, like I said. So let's, I guess this is the least important part, so we're gonna stamp that one yet. What we're gonna do is these guys. And I guess we'll try, I don't know, I don't really care about that one. I do like, let's do the circle, let's do the heart, and let's do, for sure, the little hot dog shape one. And then we have, what's cool is that they even have the dies to cut out the little strings, right, to hold your balloon. So I like that. So I'll put that to the side for now. And we're gonna stamp these guys out. And I think we can emboss them all at one time because they shouldn't dry that fast. So let's try this out. And I'm gonna try to conserve paper. And I'm sorry about the lighting. It drives me nuts. And people say it's not that bad, but this right here, this shadow from this tripod stick drives me insane. Okay, so, oh, we're gonna make the heart fuchsia. So let's make this guy here. I'm really trying to get in there. Do not, if you rub it like this, you're gonna get scrapes. I don't know if you can see it, which is nice for an effect. I don't know if you can see. It'll leave like stripes. But I'm just trying to rub it in there just to really make sure this thing gets really doused in ink. What I do like about this one is that it has its own little highlight, which is cute. That's the reason I didn't want to do the Spectrum Noir one, because I'm like, oh, I don't have to deal with that, but I will have to deal with it, I guess. And I want to do probably 2 of these. Well, let me see, 3, 4. We'll see. I'll put that to the side for now and wash it off when I'm done here. The reason I was saying I want to do 2 is because I'm going to do 3 and then plus the focal point. Maybe that's enough. I do like to do 3s, 5s, right? So like if you just dab it, see how it's very light, that's not enough. So I'm kind of rubbing it in there, dabbing it, rubbing, but don't just scrape it and then go to stamp because it'll leave a funny look for you. Ooh, that one's pretty. And honey pot. And like I said, I think I'll be able to ink all these up at the same time and not have a problem. I'm gonna flip this over just because that pink ink is on there. I'm not gonna wipe it off right now. Let's get this going. I'll put this a little bit closer just because I want to be able to emboss them all near each other. Cute. Okay, enough talk because again, it does have a very long dry time, but I don't know how long. So I'm gonna get a coffee filter. This is an old tip I learned a long time ago at a scrapbook expo, and I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea because once you're done, you can just, your little filter pours it back in to your little jar. And this is the smallest jar in the world of embossing powder. This is from Crafter's Companion. And so I'm just going to throw some on top, and you want to do a lot, obviously. I think it's going to finish the whole pot here. Almost. Just that you really want to get it all over. So obviously it's overkill. I put too much, but I really wanted to get that on there. And not smack it off too much. If you really hit this, it's going to and really come off. So as you can see, it's a little bit powdery looking. And I have my heat gun right here. And I am going to put this to the side, hopefully. And I like to go just to straight high. And just hit it. They say it's not a blow dryer. You don't have to move it, but like this kind of thing. You just kind of keep it there. And you can do it from the back side too. Some people like to hit it from the back there just to get it going. But see, as it starts going, just move away from there. You don't want to stay there too long because you can mess it up. Okay. Now this one's already going, so I'm going to continue moving. And if you really want to, while it's still hot, you can go for a second dip, which I'll just do real quickly. But I wasn't really planning on doing this, so it may work, it may not, because I would do them one at a time if I was going to do that. That way it's really sticking to the wet stuff. Okay, and you can keep building it up as much as you want, and hopefully that was not completely outside of the way there. So we are going to cut those out in just a minute. Yeah, that kind of cools off pretty quickly. So if you're going to do that and you want to re-dip it, I would do them one at a time so that's still nice and warm when you go to put more of this stuff in here. And then we're just going to pour this back. Actually, let me make sure it's all going down the same area. Here we go. This tub is so tiny. Like usually I have a much larger thing here. But that's pretty good. And then you can keep reusing this, right? So, works out real well. Alright. So all we're going to do for these guys, let me turn on my Gemini, get this going. I just want to make sure it's nice and dry. That way we're not like smashing this through and then ending up messing up the work we just did. Putting that on my cutting plate. And let me get the dies out. So this die, this one, and this one. And unfortunately I have to do some coloring. But that's okay. Just gonna put these down for a second, and then we're going to not glue them down, tape them down so they don't move. And I have, what's a bummer is that you can't really see what you're doing. Again, you guys can make yourself a little flap like I've shown you how to do in the past, but I really don't want to cut off that little tail of the balloon. It's so cute, but who knows? You know what I'm saying, this little part. So if you want to take the time to make yourself a little aperture like I've shown in the past, do that, because otherwise I have a feeling we're going to cut these little dudes off. There's that. Hopefully it doesn't move too much on me. And this last one. Ugh, I don't really want to stick this too much on here, but oh well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have our plastic shim. People ask me why I always keep this away from my plastic shim, or like, you know, they say to put the magnetic mat right over your dies. Because every time I've done that, as you can see, it has gouged the heck out of this mat and even cut into it where this white's to start coming off. So I always just keep it separate. You know, I rather cut into the, well, not cut into it, it's just pushing into the plastic shim. And that's why I do that. So here we go. And then we're going to work on our card base and all that other stuff. But yeah, see, I didn't cut off my little bottom, which is cute. I didn't cut off my little bottom. You know what I mean. Like on this one, I did cut off a piece of it. Ugh. So take the time to make yourself a little aperture, and what I mean by that is, this one's pretty good, because I have the whole thing. So basically this is how you make your aperture. Just run it through, and who cares what happens, right, on a scrap piece of paper. And then now, when I go to cut it, let's say this was my paper that I was going to cut on, I can open this up, line it up where I actually want it to be, because I can see exactly where it's going to cut, and then just lay this back down and run it through again, right? So we're pretending this is a scrap piece of paper that just makes your little windows. So I'll probably end up keeping this piece actually, because it'll help me next time and next time. If I keep this piece of paper here. What I would do is I would keep these on here though. Like right now I just took off all the tape. I would leave these on here with a little piece of tape holding it on, because that'll help me make my little flap for next time. I already have a little piece, and what I will do is, actually I'll do it right now. I can use this next time I go to cut. And I'll just keep it right in the packaging with everything else. So I already have a little aperture cut. Okay. So let's see here. I'm gonna put these to the side, so I'll put those back on there. Have a little carrier sheet for it. Okay, let's work real quickly on this part of the card base. Am I gonna have to do this differently? Darn. Okay, actually, it'll be fine. So I want to score these at 1/2 inch off either side on this. Okay, so it's 7 by 6 3/4, right? So we have our 6 3/4 here and 7 inches tall. So 7 inches tall. On the tall side of it, we are going to score at 1/2 inch from either edge, okay? So, again, let me just make sure, because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. That's our 6 3/4. 7 inches. So 7 inches tall, right? And this is 6 3/4 wide. On every 1/2 inch from the end, I'm going to score it. So 1/2 inch here, and 1/2 inch from the other edge, which appears to be right here, or so. This isn't the biggest deal because we're gonna bend it over. I just need enough to go behind my paper so I can make the little curved edge of that. Okay, so we're just gonna fold that over. And now that I did that, it should fit on here and not be a problem. So let's put this over here. Yep, all right. And I'm going to tape this down just to help me out to not have this moving around too much. And we're gonna cut an aperture, whatever you like, a circle, a square, a rectangle, a heart shape, whatever shape you want, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna tape that down right quick. So I was putting things away and I'm like, oh, I'll use this. So I just used this recently on my busted out video, and then, which is funny, someone commented, she's like, oh, I had to go right now and buy that die set. And I'm like, see, that's the problem with busted out, because if some things are still available, because they are, I mean, this is old, but it's still available, people are gonna go buy it. And it's like, no, the point is bring out what you have in your stash, okay? But it is a nice set. So this is the Labels Regal set from Stephanie Bernard, and I think I'm gonna use this mid-size one. Let me see how big this other one comes out being. Hold on. Let's go with this one. It's the second to the largest one. And hopefully it doesn't cut on, yeah, I can feel with my hands here, it's not cutting it into the 1/2 inch on either side. So just make sure we have this nice and steady. Where I want it a little bit in the higher area, but left to right, just make sure it's pretty straight. And I'm just gonna cut an aperture on this paper. Hopefully that doesn't move. Again, plastic shim, magnetic shim, second cutting plate. We still have to make our main balloon, and I have an idea that just popped into my head. I think is what we're gonna do. Sorry guys, my heat tool just wanted to fly off the back. Okay, let me put this stuff to the side. Okay, so we have this aperture. Again, you can recycle this, use it for something else, because you have a nice little piece of cardstock here, and you can emboss it, even run it back through, and it'll give you a little embossing line. Actually, this one won't give you an embossing line, because this is the Sizzix sets where the die cuts right on the edge, and then there's this outer piece, so there would be no embossing there. It would emboss the other piece, I guess, if you wanted to push it in. I don't know. All right, I take that back. Now let's put this on here. We still have to cut strings and tails and the other thing. So let me wash off some of these balloon dies or stamps that I have sitting around here, and then I'm gonna kind of imagine how I want to put this together. We need to cut out strings, and we need to do our main focus balloon, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I'm gonna color in the balloon this aqua blue. I think I'm gonna stamp the sentiment black, and I think what we're gonna do is use our watermark ink to still get it kind of goopy, or you know, kind of wet, and then still do the embossing over it. So let's wish me luck. So let's see, is this big enough to stamp this? Ooh, no, not quite. Let me get another stamping block, but this is the one we're gonna go for here. Do I have everything on here? Oh no, they're somewhere else. I was like, where are all my dies? Remember I said I was gonna keep them separate. Sometimes it's nice to know where things are. This is right behind me, so let's go with that. We'll pick it up. I guess we're gonna stamp this just in black. I didn't think about it. I do have, well, no, I don't. It's coming in the mail. Black ink. But we need right now alcohol proof ink, because we're gonna color. So I have my black, Nor Black alcohol proof ink here. And this one always wants to repel, just so you guys know. So I'm gonna really try to get this inked up, especially on an acrylic stamp, but hopefully I can see it's already like going away. Sometimes when you squish it down, it'll behave. So let's do that. Okay. And then I'm gonna do the coloring, and then I'll do the sentiment over the coloring, and then we're gonna cut it out. So I have a tri-blend here. This is Aqua Blue Blend. So we're gonna start with the light color. You know what's so funny? This is so big. I never ever use the chisel end of other markers. I always use the bullet end, but since it's such a large area, it's like, So this is kind of a bummer. I am going to try to keep areas, I don't know what I want to do, because we do want to keep some of this. This is the light side. to have like a little area that looks shiny, right? So I'm just gonna go around this whole thing, really kind of messy, and try to leave a little area for like a little shiny mark. You see how I left that little divot out? And blending towards the middle. This is already drying out on me, which is kind of a bummer because I don't even use these that often. Ooh, do you see that? Totally drying. Okay, in the middle I'm doing it a little bit lighter because why not? I'm gonna go to the darkest one and bring that in all around the very edges of this thing. It doesn't have to be all the edges, but I'm trying to get into those areas where it has like the little darkness here. Right? Then go into the mid section and bring some of that out a little bit even more. I hope you guys see what I'm doing. I didn't focus earlier on what I was really working on, so hopefully you didn't miss too much. And this is like the junkiest coloring in the world. Okay, there we go. And then back to the light one that's already drying up on me, which is a total bummer. And we're going to blend all that out. I'm going to try to leave that little area that I left there. This is a little smoother than I have more color down on the card. Yes, these are squeaky as heck. I remember when I did the review of these a long time ago, everyone's like, oh my gosh, because yeah, it's pretty bad. This is such a bummer. I guess if I dipped this in a little bit of alcohol or poured a little alcohol into the chamber there, it would probably be better. But this looks very horrible. I'm going to try to work on this as much as I can, because this is what's nice about alcohol ink markers, that you can reactivate what was underneath, right? So if I just keep working on it, I can maybe get it looking decent instead of super scratchy. So this is looking a little better. And I kind of obliterated the dark spots because of the way I had to do it. So I'm going to go back to the dark and just bring a little more in. Just a little touch up here and there. So what happens when you go over it with the light bleaches out the darker colors again. So it's kind of... Alright, so hopefully you guys can kind of see how I left that little area just a little shiny. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference at the end, but we will see. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Come on. It looks really cute. It's a cute stamp, so it works out real well. But okay, we have our sentiment. Happy birthday, right? They have congrats, but it's okay. And this is way too big for just this little guy, but we're gonna use that. And then, oh, it's another cute thing is that it has like confetti. So you know those balloons that you get, they're like clear and they have confetti in them. I think that's really, really a cute addition to the stamps that they put in here. All right, so a little grainy, but there it is. What we're going to do is go ahead and cut this whole thing out first, and then we're going to dip it in that stuff. So where are my dies? You'll see what I mean in just a minute. So I'm going to cut this out. Again, you can make yourself an aperture so you have a better idea where you're cutting. Maybe a little more that way. That looks pretty good. Okay, and hopefully it's gonna be the last cutting, maybe. Same sandwich, I just had to turn it around here. We're almost there, guys. We're like Tiana, almost there. All right, here we go. Let's get this out of here. And again, oh, that was pretty good. It was bigger, so it was easier to see. So again, I can just keep this on here, cut it a little bit smaller, and use that for the next time I need to cut this little guy. But that one came out a lot better. All right, where is this guy? We have our little dude here. And So I got this recently, I think on HSN, right? I think it came in a kit. So this is translucent clear for heat embossing and resist. So it's basically watermark ink, which is like any watermark ink you get. They're usually called watermark ink. I am hoping that it does not mess with my my image. That's the only thing, right? Because we had to use alcohol-proof ink, which is usually like a water-based type thing. And this water again, we don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. We will see. I'm assuming pigment inks are also kind of water-based. I just don't want it to reactivate. So I'm just pushing it down on here. I'm not rubbing it because I'm just pushing. And that should give me enough stickiness all over this. I can see that it is there. A little bit there just to get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna plop this down. I have no idea what's gonna happen right now. I'm just making this up. So this should work. But like I said, I don't want it to reactivate the other ink. So let's put that on there. Give it a good shake. I'm not trying to, I guess if I had tweezers, which I usually have here, I don't know where they are right now. Give it a good little tappy. And I'm probably just gonna put that down. And hopefully it doesn't blow away on me. I'm just going right down, sorry. Just so I don't want it to move away, but, oh, see? No, come back here. I'm gonna hold it down with a tool here. There we go. And we're just getting that heat on there. Hey, not bad. I kind of want to dip it again. We'll see what happens. Right now that's still a little bit warm. I'm just going to push it in there. Get a little more of this on here. Because it almost had it. Okay. Okay. And again, you don't want to overdo it. I'm so sorry if I was out of frame. I'm trying to watch out for this stuff so I don't drop it and spill it and everything else. So let me put this back over here. I'll put it away later. Okay. Oh, we still have some cutting to do because we got to cut out the tails, don't we? Darn it. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Not too bad. Now don't really mess with it. Don't rub it in there because I can see where it kind of wanted to start spreading the black ink. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as crisp, but it's not bad. Really cute. Just making sure all this powder is done away with. There's a little bit of extra powder on there. All right, let's put that to the side. Ugh, there's all kinds of powder on here. That's another thing that drives me nuts about that stuff. Okay. And we need to ink up a few different strings. So what I'm going to do is literally just, each one of these has like a string with a die. So I'm going to ink it up with VersaFine because VersaFine will stick to the acrylic block better. Or your waterproof ink if you have close to my heart, Crafter's Companion or whatever you want, but it has to be a waterproof ink. That it's kind of like oily, so it sticks better. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna pop this out for now. I am gonna keep this though as a way to do this with. Oh, it'd be cute if you did the strings in different colors. I'm just going with black, but let's stamp that. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll stamp some of the other one, and then I'm going to take the dies, oopsie, and you cannot see through this die at all. So you're just gonna have to kind of wing it, trust yourself on this one. I kind of want to move it a little bit and see if I'm even close. And again, this will probably be a good die to make yourself an aperture with. But I'm gonna cut out as many of these as I need for as many balloons, so I need 4 of them, and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, okay guys, it took us a minute to get here, but we are here, so, okay. I don't really know what I wanna do, just so y'all know, and that's true to form. All right, so, What I think I'll start off doing is go ahead and sticking this down and together, because I'm just gonna work through it, you know, to line everything up behind here. So what we need to do is a couple of things. So let me put some glue. I'll put it on the very back of this. I just ran a strip of glue down there because I'm gonna kind of hook this guy in here. Okay, try to get that nice and straight. So basically we're just tucking him in there. Give it a really good press because we really want that to stay. Same thing with this other side. We're gonna get it around here and just bending it that way. So again, 6 3/4 inches wide, 7 inches tall. It's gonna give that little extra bit. And I'm just gonna put a strip of glue down that side so I can curve this around here. Push it all the way into that, as far as it'll go into that crease that we made. You can see that? And then I'm gonna put glue on this, because I'm gonna use this, but you can use a wet glue. If you use a wet glue, you can put it right on the back of your thing that you just made, but I'm really getting to the very edges of this, because of course we want that to really hold on. And a couple more pieces here. So we're going to level this up right on top. Make sure you have it facing the right way and all that good stuff. Before I really stick it down, I'm going to kind of see that I have it correct here. That looks good. And I'm going to run my hand inside of it, just everywhere, to really hold that down. The very edges. So that is the card. Now if you want to put acetate in here, you could have stuck it down obviously well inside this before we started, but you have to really put your glue all around this aperture so that the acetate is really flush with it, okay? So there's that. And now I'm going to place this stuff inside. So that's how I'm doing it. You can do it however you like. I do have some little pieces that need to be popped out. This is my tacky tool and I like that. I don't even switch it out now. I'm just going to hold this in my hand and pop out some stuff here. Let me see here. Doot. Does this have anything stuck? Nope. So I would definitely make an aperture for this. This thing was crazy. Look at, I mean, look how much I missed. But whatever. And then I'm not even sure which is the top and the bottom of this. Let me look real quick what they have in the pictures here. Okay, there's the curl. Okay. So supposedly this, I guess this curly part goes towards the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter, but see how it has like a little kick over here that's supposed to be like that. So let me see what I want to do. I was thinking about doing this, and then this guy might be on the outside like this, right? So let me get my 3D glue gel. I might run out because I only have a little bit in the syringe, but we will see. Actually, let's get it from here too then for the balloons themselves. Yeah, so I'm gonna put him right here. So let's put these guys a little bit higher up. Let me give it a good squeeze. I want a good amount of this stuff, so I don't know if you can see, it's pretty thick there. Oh, this heart is so adorable. I love it. And our little weenie dog one. Okay, and then as far as their strings, I'm going to close this for a second. I'm going to use, I want this one to have this little bow because that one's cute, so I'm going to put that on the outside. And then I have some extra ones, so let's just see how we want to do this. This stuff does dry clear, but I'm going to put this kind of flat here because that's what's going to be touching the balloon. And then a little more here and here. So let me see which balloon I want this to go to. I guess this one here. Just touching that tip of the balloon. Okay, and then I'm going to bring another one like this guy. I want to put this on the heart. You know, I love that heart balloon. It's the cutest. So I'm just, basically this last part, I'm just putting that glue on there. Not so much for dimension, but just to be there. And then I'll put this on the little heart balloon. making sure we're making contact with the glue down there. And then this last one that's totally, completely insane. It doesn't even, I don't even think I followed the stamping on that one. And we're gonna put that here. And if you really wanted to, if you did this, you can put like a little bow holding them all together. But mine are just kind of like a little massive something there. And I'm gonna let this dry. So somebody had asked, and I think I haven't responded yet. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got so many messages recently. I don't know what happened or why, but especially about that telescoping table, which was a disaster for me. It was just had to go back. But I wasn't able to answer a lot, and I got really behind. So it says it cures in 24 hours as far as this stuff. But, you know, I mean, it dries pretty quickly. Now I'm trying to see what I want to do with this one. I'm not really using this for dimension. I just need to stick it down like here, and I want it to make sure that it's going to stay. So there, plus a little bit more up on this corner. That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Since it's curved, like this 3D glue gel is kind of helping me get it touching in a few different spots. Now this is obviously the kind of card you're gonna have to hand to somebody, or if you have it in a box because you gave them, you know, a whole gift that way, that's, you know, probably preferable because it is very dimensional. And I only gave it 1/2 inch for this lift. So if you don't like how curved it is, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you want less curve, then cut your paper at, actually I gave it 3/4 inch of a curve because for the front of the card, it should be 5 inches wide, right? So I did 6 inches wide, so we'd have 1/2 inch to tuck behind, and then I gave it an extra 3/4 for the curve. So you can do 6 1/2. Your curve will be a little bit smaller, and 6 1/4 will probably be the least amount of curve I would give it because it's only going to be like this popping out. So if that's too much curve, you know, adjust it. Okay, and then this. Now I feel like the black was a little bit stark because now I feel like I need to put more stuff, but I am not going to because I am done with this. But of course, you know, people like to be extra, you can add all kinds of stuff. Whatever you would like. I'm gonna hold this down because my string wants to just fly off on its own because of all the dimension. But I'm gonna hold this for a while, and then I'm gonna hold it down here to make sure it stays here and attaches to the balloon. That is it. I mean, maybe I'll come in here and add some half pearls, right? We have a ton of half pearls or sequins or something just in this little corner, just a little something else. If I were to do that, I would grab my, whatever the item will be, and just put some little glue dots and just stick down, like, let's say sequins from the sequence packs that they sell, because I have a ton of those. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was fun. It was kind of a long one, but you know what? It has a lot of effect, and I think it's really super cute. Again, real quick tip, when you put away your collal, leave a little bit sticking out the top and then cap it so you don't dry out. And then since I've been doing that and putting it in the bag has made the difference. Because I've always squeezed it and people keep telling me, yes, I know that. Kind of. Sometimes I forget, but it just dried out anyway. So since it's been in the bag, since I've had, you know, this thing put together in here in the bag, like the syringe hasn't even dried out and I've been using it for a while now. So thanks for the tips, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you all at the next one. I'll have some pictures for you, and bye now.